Hey, how's it going? Dranus here, and today we're diving into my endgame build in Last Epoch with the Fire Minion Acolyte Necromancer. So basically this build consists out of skeletons, flaming mages, flaming wraiths, golems, and also some summons from items. We will melt bosses, also trash packs because of all of the dots we get from the fire damage. So everything will just burn down. And this build is also very good at staying alive, since the only thing we have to do is staying alive ourselves. So we don't really have to worry about casting any skills or anything like that. So basically, yeah, just run around and let your minions do the work here. So far I have had a lot of good encounters with this build, and yeah, it is very tanky also. So if you like to have a summoning army full fire minions and have a lot of permanent minions, this is definitely the build for you. In this video we will go over the skills, of course, we're using, the different minions, but also the items, the idols, and the little buffs we can get. And we will get into some of the gameplay. If you are playing with a controller like me, this build is definitely what you want to pick up. Because yeah, picking up minions in Last Epoch is a really nice build to play with the controller in my experience. So I am a Acolyte Necromancer build, fully focused on the fire damage for minions. So this is an endgame guide. If you want to know more about the leveling experience, I would recommend to watch my first video about the level 50 Acolyte Necromancer build I made. This will tell you a little bit more about how the build will feel when you start it. But in this video we will cover more of the endgame. We will start with the different minions I'm using. So I'm using the Skeletal Archers. We have 10 at the moment. This is the maximum I have got now. So yeah, this is a really nice number to have with your skeletons. So I can always recommend trying to get as many as you can, because this is your main damage output. They will shoot a lot of fire arrows, and since the new patch we got, they can also shoot sometimes frostbite arrows. So this will increase the chance they will freeze enemies. So we can basically get both of them. And this is a really nice update in my experience. I'm also using the Skeletal Mages. Those mages are basically also fire damage, and this is same as the Skeletal Archers, your main damage output here. So at the moment I have a maximum of 5 of the mages, and basically just make sure to buff your fire damage as much as you can. So look for items with increased fire damage and things like that. It will benefit all of your fire minions you have. I also have the Tyrannosaur. Again, this is from the item. We spoke about this one before in my other video about the leveling experience. But this is a really nice minion to pick up. Especially the item itself also gives plus to minion skills, so this is really nice. And the Tyrannosaur will also buff all of your other minions. So the more minions you have, the better this one will be. And I'm personally a big fan of this particular pet. I really like this aesthetic. We are also using an offhand that will summon one of different minions from the historic era. At the moment we have the cuddly purple dog. You have a couple of those, and not all of them will deal fire damage. But it is basically just a little tank, and it will also deal decent damage, especially if you get the fire damage one. So you can get a couple of different ones, but they are just basically just more meat for your army. We have also the summon lobster here, the crab. You get this one also from a unique item, just basically more sustain, more frontline for your army. And as I said before, I'm a big fan of permanent summons, so this is really a no-brainer to pick up for me. because I like to have my minions stay alive a long time. And since this build is very tanky, yeah, I have had no difficulties with keeping my minions alive. And this is basically just another frontliner for the archers and the mages, so they can deal the maximum damage. I also have the flame wraiths here. I have 2 at the maximum, but this is because they are now permanent. These ones also deal massive damage, and since they are also fire, they will get buffs from all of the other fire statistics we get, and the fire increased damage for our minions. And last but not least, we are using the Golem, of course. We are using the Fire Golem, so this will also get all of the buffs from all of the fire increase for our minions. And basically, yeah, this will be exponentially better if you have more minions that will deal fire damage, because then you can just focus on the fire damage for minions. So let's get over to the skills and specializations here. So for the skeletons, it is really important to pick up the Mightier Than the Sword. We spoke about this one a little bit earlier in the other video of my leveling build. But this basically removes the warriors from the pool, so we only get archers here. And we need to pick up, of course, the fire arrow for the more damage, the multi-shot. And since the new update, we also have a chance now to get also the ice arrow. Because we now have the Ash and Frost, and this will randomly switch between fire or ice arrow. And we get a lot more ignite chance here. So basically this means we get more sustainability, because we get also more freeze from the frost and fire arrows. Furthermore, in the tree here, I basically just go all the way in for maximum number of skeletons. This is just my personal preference, because the more skeletons we have, the more the fire damage will increase for all of these skeletons, and we have a lot of fire buffs, as I said before. So basically, yeah, just make sure you get all of the nodes for more skeletons. About the golem, we have the fire golem here. I just went into 1 point at the moment. I could respec towards something that will increase the overall damage of the aura of the golem, but I went more on the side of the tankiness of the golem, because this one will be in front of the combat all of the time. So basically, you want to focus more on the frontline damage. And I'm personally a big fan of the bigger increase of the size, so the Tower of Bones as an example. Also good to remember is to pick up the auras here. This will also work for your other minions, so they get more movement speed. And they also get more armor. This will just give a little bit more sustainability to all of your minions, so they stay alive a little bit longer. And the Amalgam of Mages is also a really nice one, since the Fire Golem has an Infernal Aura. This will also increase the spell damage of the Golem. So basically, yeah, means more ignite damage. And with all of the fire increased, we will get way more damage on the golem here. For the mages, the skeletal mages, same as for the skeleton archers, we want to go full on the pyromancers, so full on the fire damage, of course. Also, the base crit chance for your minions is really important. So if you can get the crit chance, make sure to pick it up. And the Splintered Dominion, because of the extra projectile. So basically this means, more fireballs, and this basically means more damage output for your skeletal mages. Also try to get the Order of Death here for the maximum number of skeletal mages. So you can get, more summons. But basically just focus fully on the fire damage, as we see here. So the Flame Rod, and also the Inferno, of course. This one, the Inferno, is also a really important pickup, because this removes the normal mages from your mage pool, and you will get only the fire mages if you pick up the pyromancers. For the Wraiths, normally this is a temporary skill, but if you manage to pick up the Twin Spirit, the skill no longer decays, so you can basically have permanent Wraiths. You also want to get the Flame Wraiths. You can get this at multiple ways. So we can either pick up this one, or you can get a idol with the chance for summon Wraiths to summon a Flame Wraith instead. I just picked this one up because this also increases the damage by 10%. But you can choose to not pick up this one and use an idol with the chance to summon a Flame Wraith. Same as for the skeletons and for all of the minions. Make sure to get as many critical strike chance as you can. So basically just focus on the critical strike chance and the more damage for your Flame Wraith. I also went for the bleed chance here, because I had some points to spend. So I think having more dots will really help with your damage output, especially on the higher difficulties and the end game. Now the only skill I'm using myself is the Bone Curse here. Basically this is just a little curse that will deal physical damage to enemies when they are hit, and since we have a lot of minions, this will basically just help with the damage output of our minions. Furthermore, the Bone Curse also gives us a little bit of defense, like the Marrow Teeth, because we have a chance to get bone armor. And we also get a chance to heal ourselves when we hit enemies with the Bone Curse. This one is a little bit of both worlds. We get more damage output, but we also get more defense for ourselves. I also went for the chill chance here and the freeze rate. This is just because this will get a little bit more sustainability from the Bone Curse. So basically this will help also our skeletons here with the ice arrow, of course. So we get more chance to freeze enemies, and this will help us staying alive. Now if you take a look at the items I'm using, at the moment my resistances are 75 for fire, lightning at the max, cold at the maximum, poison near the maximum, necrotic also near the maximum, and the void also really high. Only physical damage could be a little bit higher, but for now I'm really happy with this setup, since I have still a couple of items I can upgrade later if I find better ones. But for now, I'm really happy with this, and the health pool is also really decent. For my helm, I'm using a special one with special rolls. So I get more increased minion health, more minion critical strike chance. As I said, critical strike chance for your minions is one of the most important stats for the damage output. We also get 20% increased health for ourselves, and we get a lot of lightning resistance. For the amulet, we are using the Evolution's End. This is just basically a very nice amulet for the minion builds in Last Epoch. So 40% increased minion damage, some other buffs for the minions, but we also summon a Rift Beast when a boss or champion becomes below 40% health. And this is just basically another minion, and this will just increase the damage output of your overall army. The chest armor, +1 to summon Wraith, also increased minion damage, increased skeletal mage damage. We also get increased health ourselves, and we get a lot of cold resistance. For our main hand, we are using the Reach of the Grave. Basically just a buff to our overall minions. So our minion spells and bow attacks deal more damage. Your minions leech 10% of damage dealt by their spells and bow attacks as health. This will really increase the tankiness of the army, and also some attack speed and cast speed for the minions. For the offhand, we are using the item that will summon a random historic minion. But this one also gives us +1 to all minion skills, movement speed for the minions, and also elemental resistance for ourselves. So this is just a little overall buff to the minions, because movement speed is also an important stat to focus on, since the minions will just move quicker to the enemies, so you will stay alive a bit longer yourself. For the belt, we have one with massive increased minion health, also a lot of resistances, so basically just a big buff to all of the defenses from both our minions as ourselves. The hollow finger, we get +1 to maximum skeleton and also more cold resistance and physical resistance. In my experience, having more skeletons will really help you with your damage output. And as I said before, more damage output means enemies will die quicker, so you will stay alive yourself longer. So yeah, I am personally a big fan of this one. We also have the ring with the summon crab, and this ring will also give us swiftness, so we move way quicker around the battlefield. Also increase the minion armor and our own armors. So basically just a little bit of defense and a little bit of survivability through the swiftness here. For the bracers, we are also using a bracer with a lot of minion health, minion damage, also poison resistance and void resistance for ourselves. Capping your resistances is important in every RPG, and so also goes for Last Epoch here. So make sure to try to get your resistances at the maximum if you can. For the boots, a Terra's Path, just for the increased movement speed for me and my minions, and also increased healing effectiveness. And this works especially well with the 10% of damage dealt by their spells and bow attacks as health, because this increased by 27% now, so your minions will die even less now. And the relic, of course, with the Tyrannosaur, the minion we spoke about, will also increase a buff to our minions. And it's just a really nice item to pick up, even only for the 2 to all minion skills. But we also get the minion, of course. For the idols, I went fully on the minion fire damage, so I basically have all of them with the minion fire damage here. And as I said before, since we have a lot of fire minions, this will really increase our damage output here. So for our passives, we basically focused mostly on the minion increased, but also our own defenses. So minion damage, minion armor, our own armor, also dark rituals, just for the minion cast speed and minion attack speed. Minion armor per level. And then we went over towards the Necromancer here. I also went fully on the minion damage, but also a little bit on our own defenses. So a couple ones that will be really important to pick up are the Unbound Necromancy here, since we get more maximum number of skeletons. Same goes for the Tyrant Legion, since we get another +1 maximum number of skeletons. And the Disciplines of Necromancy here, maximum skeletal mages. Also the Towering Death is a really nice one, since this will give your minions stun immunity. The Sharpened Bones, this will increase the critical strike chance of all of your minions. And as we spoke about before, the critical strike chance will really help you with your damage output. Also the Forbidden Teachings is a nice one to pick up, since we get more critical strike chance and more minion damage over time. And since we're using Ignite, this is a really nice boost to our damage. But you have a couple of ways to build this tree. In my experience, I just went fully on the damage here, and a little bit, as I said, on my own health, so like the Tyrant. But yeah, overall, just trying to focus on damage for your minions, or on some sustainability like the Freeze Rate multiplier or the Frostbite chance. Now keep in mind, if you pick up the Necromancer, you also get +1 maximum skeleton and also +1 maximum skeletal mage, and your minions will deal 50% increase damage. So always keep this in mind. If you pick up a minion build, make sure to pick up the Necromancer, because this will just massively increase your damage output. And of course you get summon Wraith here for the extra bonus minions you can summon. So now we have covered all of the items, the skills, and the passive points. Let's talk a little bit more about the gameplay here with the minion build. So, as spoken about before in my other video, your minions have two different stances. So in the top left corner we can see a little sword now. This basically means the minions are now in the aggressive stance. But we can also switch this one to a little shield here. Then they will be a little bit more defensive. I personally prefer the aggressive stance here. So my minions will just go into the combat and just be in the front line. But this is your personal preference. Furthermore, if you're playing with the controller and you use your left stick, you can command your minions to go towards a specific point. This is also really nice if you you want your minions to be in front of you. You can just send them towards that point and they will just continue there and kill everything in their path. But as I said before, this build is just melting enemies and it is really strong. So if you like to have a big army with flaming skeletons, wraiths, golems, and also very tanky build. This build easily melts bosses, melts trash. So it's a really fun build to play if you have the chance. So if you like to have an unstoppable army like me and have a lot of minions, this is definitely the build for you. But for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to leave a like. I see you in the next one.